Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Fans have been asking for years why Robyn is always so upset. But nobody in the Brown universe ever calls her out. It's glaringly apparent that Robyn is selfish, manipulative, and sneaky. But she plays the martyr role, faking tears and grasping her chest. Along comes Jen, Meri's friend, the only person who ever dares to tell the truth. Jen brings up the talk between Kody and Robyn, where Robyn swore Kody that he wouldn't remain if he didn't love her anymore. This was a talk that was meant to be kept behind closed doors, but Jen is not afraid to speak it. It's a talk that Jen fully gets, and it's obvious that Meri has someone standing up for her for once. Jen has some intuition about Kody that no one else does. Had Jen been present during the discussion of divorce, perhaps everyone would have known better. Then, of course, there's that moment where Robyn is crying and going on about, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. It was so over the top, it made her a joke. She almost appeared to be auditioning for a position in a movie of the week on the Lifetime channel. Jen's comments regarding Robyn's behavior are dead on. The entire family walks on eggshells around her because Kody is so fixated on pleasing Robyn that he's distanced himself from his own children. And the wives are begging for whatever attention or affection Kody does offer them. And let's not forget, Kody holds the purse strings, so Robyn can be immature, and nobody dares to call her on it. Jen, though, doesn't have anything to do directly with Kody, so she's free to pose the hard questions. When Jen made the point of how Meri is constantly disappointed by the rest, it was especially poignant, particularly when Meri did everything they told her during COVID-19 and still wasn't included. Robyn might beg to remain, but never really hangs out with Meri off camera. It's apparent Robyn does not want to live in a plural marriage. As Christine explained, Robyn is trying to monopolize Kody's time, and it is all artificial. In reality, I don't think Robyn ever had a desire to be in a plural marriage. I think she is a manipulator who saw Kody being already in a plural marriage and thought she would push out the other wives to make the relationship monogamous. Kody might have started wanting the plural lifestyle, but after discovering that his affections for Robyn were different from the first wives, Kody and Robyn had a plan. They planned on living a monogamous life under the format of polygamy, slowly but surely forcing the first wives out until there were only two of them left. It's tacky, and for real, borderline illegal. Maybe they don't care about alienation of affection, but in Utah, that's not the case. It's making me think, was that the actual reason they were being so quick to get out of Utah? No surprise they won't be moving back now. Anyway, thanks for dropping by my TED Talk. Here's my take. Robyn was polygamist all the way, as long as she could be the central character. She wanted to be the cute young wife with precious children, all the guys, and her older, sex-starved sister wives to surround her. She ordered them around while they kept her in her standard of living. It was as if she finally received the manager title and then discovered that her employees, i.e. the other wives, had resigned. Now she's whining about it. Typical Robyn move. Let's get real here. Robyn did not want an equal, fair relationship with the other wives. If she did, she would have merged her life with theirs more. Like assisting with childcare and actually sharing the workload. She would have also informed Kody to leave her couch and bed most of the time. But nope. It turns out she was just the assistant to the regional manager the whole time. And don't even get me started on that whole catfish situation with Meri. I'm about 99.92% sure that Kody and Robyn set her up. After all, Lady Coyote Poop knew Jackie, aka Sam, before joining the family. Suspicious, right? Here's the kicker. I believe Robyn enjoyed being a part of this polygamous household, but only because Kody spent more time on her than he ever did the OG wives. She enjoyed feeling special, prettier, younger, sexier, and better than the others. But now that it is just her and Kody, she's miserable because there's nobody left for her to feel superior to. Now she's left with a man she most likely doesn't even want to be with anymore. Let's get real. Kody fell for Robyn because she was young, adorable, and completely willing to humor his bruised, insecure ego. She made him feel like the king of the world. But now, she's discovering she's just another wife in a disintegrating family. I also believe Robyn clearly did not want to be the head wife, the one who governed the others, kept them in their place, and had them practically working for her and Kody. She behaves as if she is some kind of righteous, godlike being that everyone else has to praise and submit to as superior. She and Kody apparently believe they're doing the other wives a great big favor by letting them live in their company. But equality? Nah, that was never in the works. Oh, Kody, I feel so badly for the whole family because at the end of the day, nobody is really to blame for this disaster, right? But seriously, I wish in some way that this slap across the face Kody deserves comes back and gets him. Kody can use a wake-up call and reminder that, surprise, surprise, he's got lots and lots of kids and grandkids, minors and non-minors alike, and they all merit his love, attention, and at the least the minimal quality time from daddy. Your babies first, always Kody. Hopefully, this sorrow will unite the family rather than push an even greater wedge between them. Wouldn't that be a twist? But here's the icing on the cake for me. Dinner at Garrison's place. Kody sitting there, discoursing with Janelle and Christine as if, we're big people, we don't have to have our dad. Really? Because that sounds like such a defensive attitude. Newsflash. Kody, you did need your dad. And worse, you wanted him. You could have heard the tragic, sad beg between the lines of his posturing. Traditional Kody, attempting to act tough, while all you hear is disappointment and a heart with, I'm so pathetic, nobody loves me. Around. Let's call a spade a spade. Kody's been an utter crap father to the bulk of his grown kids. The majority of them, anyway. But hey, maybe this is finally gonna be the point when he suddenly comes to life and starts trying to repair those frayed family bonds. Perhaps. That is one hell of a big if, though. Is it actually in anyone's best interest to have Kody around? Probably not. Honestly, not having a dad is so much less harmful than having one who actively harms you. Just ask Maddie, who made the obvious decision to keep him away from her children. Those reasons aren't going to suddenly disappear just because the cameras are on. But then again, a narcissist will never not be a narcissist. If Kody even makes the attempt, you can bet it'll be on his terms, his feelings, his needs. Don't hold your breath waiting for him to ever humble himself enough to get his kids' actual needs. Instead, he'll most likely just check the box with some cringeworthy I reached out interview, because that's how real relationships are done, right? And then, of course, there's the iconic, I have a house, they can come to my house moment when Garrison invited him over. Absolute gold. But let's be real. I'm betting Kody won't change one bit if they keep filming. I already see him in a talking head interview complaining, if only they'd called me. Or if only Janelle hadn't spoken about Robyn and me to the children, the situation would have been different. You can bet he'll manage to blame everyone else and conveniently remember that he's not the issue. It's never his fault, someone else's. Robyn's Cinderella tale didn't go quite the way she'd imagined, did it? Robyn probably expected to ride into the family as the underdog. The poor single mother fleeing an abusive marriage, discovering her prince in the midst of enduring judgment by the evil sister wives. Kody probably made a best-case scenario, telling her that everyone in the audience would adore her like he did. Rather, she found herself cast as the evil stepmother. Hardly a Disney fairy tale. Her life felt more like something from a Brothers Grimm tale. The issue was that the other wives were in the same situation, poor single mothers trying to get by until the show began paying the rent. Robyn appears to have constructed this imaginary life in her mind, one that doesn't correspond to the life she lives. And when the life doesn't meet her standards, she's left frustrated and confused. And then there's the factor of boredom. It's not possible not to notice, particularly because she's always playing the victim, sobbing over things that either aren't occurring or aren't even related to her. Honestly, she's just so dull. The other wives and their children are lively, humorous, energetic, and interesting, while Robyn is as dry as dishwater. Can anyone remember a single joke or witty comment from her? Not by chance, like her I for Wyoming incident? I mean an actual on-purpose joke? Or a moment when she really got the group going for some enjoyment or organized something to break up the day. It'd be impossible to hang out with her. It's like being stuck with a friend of your parents' kid who can't give you anything. And no matter how much you try to make it happen, you know they're just going to go tell their parents how horrible you were being. Then you get pulled in on apologizing. At the center of it, Robyn's objective appears to be proving something. To herself, to her mom, and to everyone who ever questioned her. She doesn't want to be the invisible wife and child, the one that gets forgotten. She's caught in a cycle, reliving her childhood trauma, and it's impossible not to see how much it influences her daughters as well. Robyn set her sights high when she married into the notorious TV polygamy clan, likely expecting all the individuals who ever made her feel inferior to watch her win. But it's beginning to appear as though the fairy tale she dreamed up never had a chance. And then there's the part where Robyn described her encounter with COVID-19, practically on my deathbed. My jaw literally hit the floor. Sure, these two are known for their over-the-top dramatics, so I probably shouldn't have been shocked, but seriously, wow. Talk about tone deaf. People lost loved ones, grieved in isolation, and had their lives completely uprooted. I mean, yeah, I lost 2 family members and was also the primary caregiver for my dad, who had a kidney transplant just 3 months before the lockdowns in New Jersey. Not only was he immunosuppressed to avoid organ rejection, but he also needed to go in for doctor's visits and blood tests at least once a week. And he was receiving home care infusions throughout the coronavirus lockdowns. Guess who was his full-time caregiver? Me. Oh, and due to his condition, we couldn't even go to his mother's funeral. So when Robyn and Kody begin this absurd melodrama about being COVID-19 sick, I am not so sure I'm going to be all sympathetic. Personally, I want to just knock them in the mouth right now. Robyn wasn't even needing oxygen, and Kody had just a trace fever, but these two were both half dead? Yeah, sure. All that business at the hospital where Robyn is just wearing her hoodie up looking all pilgrimish was completely funny. What a couple of melodramatic clowns. Seriously, I can't help but laugh along with Gwen and Christine. These two are a joke. It's more than disrespectful to anyone who actually experienced serious COVID-19 symptoms, was intubated, hospitalized, had long-term effects, or, heaven forbid, lost someone they loved. David and Christine's family, though, is experiencing unimaginable loss at this point, particularly the loss of Garrison. It's heartbreaking just trying to get your head around the anguish they're going to be feeling. And then I thought about David losing someone he loved, as brutally as his first wife took her own life. This is going to hit him hard all over again. Reopening wounds he may not even have known were still open. But if anyone can get through this with compassion, it's David. I'm sure he's doing his best to support Christine. Honestly, with his history, he probably has a lot of patience and understanding to offer right now. But let's not forget that this is a tough time for their kids too. The whole family must be reeling. David's gotta be buckling under to keep it together, but I bet he's relying on Christine and doing whatever he can to be there for her and his own children. It's so tragic. You can wager Christine's doing the same thing, standing up for David, and even calling his kids. She's probably attempting to give them as much comfort and love as possible. Yet, still, it's terrible for all parties involved. I felt awful for them when they first broke the news. You just can't envision the grief they're experiencing. What's wrong with Kody? I've been binging on the show during my recovery from surgery, and I thought I had a pretty good handle on him from all the articles and rumors. I thought the things I read were likely being blown up for drama, but no? Wow. I'm only at the level where Christine is splitting. And I'm seriously on the edge of tears each episode. He treats all the people like absolute trash. After each and every episode, I just wish I could reach through the television and shake some sense into him. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I always got the impression that Kody was kind of full of himself. What I'm seeing now, however, is a whole different level of terrible. I find myself wondering, quite frankly, what's happening with his head. It's not as if I have some profound theory to offer. I'm just in awe after marathon viewing the past few days. Here's the thing, Kody went through so much. His brother's death unexpectedly, His father's passing, and honestly, his wife lying in the hospital fighting for her life, it hit him huge. It's as if that weak, barely operational front he had constructed simply collapsed. Let's not forget, Kody's hit middle age now. Most folks don't abandon 3 wives and 13 children in their midlife crisis. But I suppose the idealism of youth wasn't enough to maintain the facade. And then there's the daddy issues. Kody stated as much himself. With his father deceased, it seems like he finally figured out he entered into polygamy primarily due to his father's influence. The responsible thing to do would have been to stick around until the kids were grown, and then maybe move on. But we're talking about Kody here, selfish as ever. As he said about Janelle's mom and his own dad, 20 years wasn't enough. He had that with Robyn, and clearly didn't want to miss out on any of it. Honestly, at this point, Kody's just a narcissist. If he's not receiving the constant praise and adoration he feels he deserves, he treats everyone like crap, gaslighting them, acting superior, and basically turning his back on anyone who doesn't give him deity worship. The dude seriously needs some serious therapy. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.